Let's bring in on this subject and also Afghanistan. Retired 4-star General Jack Keane is a former Vice Chief of Staff for the Army. He is also now a Fox News contributor, which we're very pleased to report. And he joins me now. General, welcome. Good morning to you.
My pleasure, Martha.
Yeah. So what goes through your mind when you see this guy, Julian Assange? Now he's taken into custody. He's been spreading, through his Wikileaks operation, all kinds of communications between our State Department about the defense of this country and very sensitive information. Now he's in custody.
Well, I'm glad to see him in custody. Frankly, I hope that we're able to press charges against him for the national security violation he's made, and we can use the Espionage Act to do that. And I trust the Attorney General is working towards that end. Certainly, what Assange has done is undermine strategically the credibility of the United States, for sure. I think he's weakened the United States in the minds of many of our adversaries, which can encourage them to do things that we would rather not have them get involved in. So it's a serious, critical issue. So
it sounds like you share the sentiment of Robert Gates, who was asked about it this morning. And, even though these charges he's been brought in on are different, they're unrelated, they're sexual assault charges. But he said he thought it was pretty good news that he was in custody. So we'll see where it goes from there, I guess. So let's move on to Afghanistan and talk a little bit about that, which is where the Secretary of Defense is today. And I want to share some of what he said to our troops with you in a moment. But, there's been a lot of attention to this and General Petraeus and discussions of, whether or not we're going to be there, for how long we're going to be there, whether or not this July 2011 date is a good one. How do you think things are going over there?
Well, I was there doing an assessment a number of weeks ago for General Petraeus, and what I saw was a shift in momentum to our favor. Look, we got a long, hard fight in front of us. 2014 is a target, to be sure, and that's a much better date than the beginning of reduction of forces in 2011. That was very damaging to us. 2014 gives us sufficient time, but listen, there are major impediments there. The Pakistani sanctuaries are real issues to us, and those have to be eliminated if we're going to be able to meet a 2014 date.
Explain what you mean by that for everybody at home, General.
Well, in Pakistan, there are sanctuaries very close to the border of Afghanistan where Taliban fighters seek refuge. They're actually bases where they have supplies, equipment, sustainment of their lives, family members, leadership, and training. And those bases in Pakistan are assisted by the Pakistan government in support of Taliban operations against the United States and NATO, which is somewhat outrageous. And those bases have got to go away if we're going to be successful in Afghanistan, and particularly by 2014. All
right. That's a very serious point, and we want to know what our government is doing about that and discussions about it. We're going to talk to you about it as we move along in this story in the future. General Keane, thank you very much for being with us. We'll talk to you soon, I hope.
Great seeing you, Martha.
Take care.